Welcome back to London Beautiful Life, and today we're at the Desperate Journey London premiere at Odeon Luxe Leicester Square.
Congratulations on this film. What an incredible film. What drew you to want to work on this film? What drew you to want to be a part of this film?
I was well, first of all, I'm completely obsessed with World War II. The period is very interesting to me. But the thing that really drew me to this story was the fact that Freddie was a young person, very from the ages of 17 to 23 approximately is the period that we cover, and I really wanted to be able to reach a younger audience. I mean, we have a captive audience with my generation. We know the stories, and so there's so many stories that the younger people, they might not be doing World War II history at school these days, or they might just sort of touch on it, but they don't really know, the full picture. So it's just another picture about that period.
When it comes to true stories as well, does it ever get like, is there pressure to try and convey the story the way it was as a true story?
That's a really good question. Pressure to tell it in the most authentic way. As a filmmaker, as an artist, I don't think you can really subscribe to exactly that, because the minute that you put something into translation of whether it's writing or poetry or painting, you're always translating. So you do your best to create your own vision.
What drew you to this story and this? What was your selling point to be like, I want to be a part of this film?
Well, it's a super important real story about Freddie Nola, who became 100 years old, surviving the Holocaust, and this is his story. And I'm very blessed to be able to be a part of sharing this beautiful story, and it's very important in today's day. So, yeah.
And when it comes to a true story as well, can they sometimes be harder to convey to make them as authentic as the original story?
Well, no, I think it's just scary to step into a real person's shoes and to kind of justify their character. So no, I think it's just more scary for an actor, at least for me, just a guy from Copenhagen, Denmark, stepping into this incredible man's shoes. That's scary.
So congratulations on this film. What drew you to this story, and what was the USP that you were like, I want to be a part of this film?
Well, for me as a Spaniard, it was very, very attractive to have a role of a Spanish character, just playing such a funny character with so much charisma. Everything around the Bergère, this is the cabaret of the movie, with all the dancers, the music, that was very, very attractive, very, very funny. But also to tell a story like this, that you really need to show the people, to make it visible, everything what happened in the Second World War. So yeah, it was very nice for me to be part of it, and also a challenge, as it is my first movie in English, so it was also a challenge. Yeah.
And also, obviously it's a true story as well. So was there research you had to do for your character?
Not for my character. My character is based on someone, but it's not literally like the story of someone concrete. No, for me it was more trying to explore how normal life was in these years. We always think that in these years everything was like a mess, and for a lot of people, they were doing their normal life. They were living while others were just kidnapped in the streets and just murdered. So it was just trying to understand how normal life was for the people which were not under any kind of threat. So just living with this conflict of, I'm just going on with my life, but at the same time a lot of is happening around. So how do I want to live with this? No, this was quite a thing to explore.
And then what was it like on set as well? Were there any days where you were like, that really stand out to you?
Okay, it was fun. It was really fun. We were in Budapest, in Hungary. We did shoot all the whole movie in Budapest. And for me, when I arrived, I was quite shy, as it was my first movie in English, and I came from Spain. I didn't know anyone there. But then I just found Lucas and Clara, which are the main roles, and they are nice, they are kind. Which they should be for a movie like this. We had so much time. We were very, very committed with the movie, so we were just trying to do a lot of improvisation, just trying to fit the movie, to add beautiful things to the movie, and we became friends, so I'm very happy, yeah.
What drew you to this script?
I think it was just such a compelling retelling of like the Nola family and everything they went through. I think Michael delivered such a fantastic script, and I was really thrilled to be a part of it and have this opportunity to be a small part of this story, really, yeah.
When it comes to choosing roles as well, especially when it's a true story, do they fascinate you more because they are a true story and you have to maybe potentially put research into it?
Yeah, it adds another dimension to it, doesn't it? I am very much drawn to real stories. I tend to really like biopics. I think they're a hard one for people to get right sometimes. But yeah, I'm very fascinated by them. The first thing I wrote and directed myself was a short film about a real life person. So I definitely have a fascination about that. And it's always interesting because, real life is sometimes much stranger than fiction, isn't it? So.
And also with this film as well, when it came to the cast, incredible cast, what was it like working with everyone, and what were your highlight days?
What were the highlights, sorry, did you say?
Highlights of working on this film.
I think everyone was just super friendly, and it was a really lovely environment to be in. Lucas was great. He was such a leader on set and really took the role seriously. And working with Ed too, who played our father in it. I learned a lot from him. He was just such a veteran and so well equipped on set as an actor. And then I asked him to come and be a part of a read-through for a script I'd written, and he did it. And he did it for my mum made him a cake when he got there. So it was really lovely to be able to stay in touch and get to work with him a little bit more in that setting too. So yeah, very lucky. What
drew you to this story?
Well, I like a good fight against bastards. I like in the face of bad odds, try and think of a clever way to get the bloody buggers. And even though I'm playing one of the bloody buggers, it was really great to see a story that tries to get them. I don't want to give anything away, but and it's a true story as well. It's a true story, so that always adds an extra frisson. These things actually happen in real life, and it's important to tell these stories of bravery in the face of adversity. Yeah.
With it being a true story as well, was there much research you had to put in as well? Because obviously it's based in 1940s. None of us were born then. So what research did you do for your character, and also?
I did try to look at my character in real life, and I couldn't really find anything. But all of us over the years. I'm a bit older than you, with your young skin. How dare you? And I was brought up in Germany, but with the British Army. We were keeping an eye on the Germans and the Russians to keep you all safe. It's very nice of us. But we all know about the Nazis and what a bunch of bastards they were, and that the things that they did in the fight that had to be fought against them. So that there was that. But also, sorry if you'll indulge me slightly, that my character was, he's working for the bastards, and he is a bastard. But even bastards have nice moments, I mean, I know that it's that cliche that, well, Hitler liked dogs, He probably knew a few good dad jokes or something like, even though he wasn't a dad. I'm not saying I like Hitler at all. I'm just saying human beings are complex, So to be out and out bastard, it's not like that. We're not Darth Vader. So I try to make him my character almost a bit likable, in the face of, who he's working for.
What drew you to want to work on this film?
For me, the most important thing is having a good feeling about the people that I'm going to be working with. There's got to be creative synergy, and I really felt that. I'd already worked with John Harris, the editor, and Annabel was just so lovely when I met her, and Warren, the producer, and I just knew from meeting them that we were going to have a really creative, positive experience together.
Obviously, this film's based in 1940s, and none of us were alive in 1940s. So when it came to like learning about the history of the story, with it being a true story as well, what like research did you do into it?
Well, to be honest, it was actually very close to home for me because I'm half French, and my grandmother was a war hero. She was in the French Resistance, and so I partly grew up in Paris, and I grew up listening to all her stories, and so clearly the film resonated very strongly with me because of that.
What do you reckon fans could expect from this film, and what would you like audiences to take away from this film?
I think two things. First of all, it's a brilliant ride. It's a brilliant journey. It's a journey of love and fear, and I think people will have a very emotional experience watching this film. And then I think that it's a story that really matters about a period in time where we can see reflections and things that are happening around the world today, reflections of things that happened then. And so I think on that level, it's a really important story to tell.
And it's also really interesting with the whole burlesque side of it as well, because like how there was entertainment back in 1940s during a really horrible time. So I find that really interesting on that side.
I suppose, of course, there was, that's the, I guess the interesting thing is that during horrible times, good things happen, and horrible people are good people too, and good people do horrible things, and all of that. Life is complicated and messy.